So remember yesterday when we talked about 12 members of the Minnesota Vikings organization had tested positive for COVID-19. That included 8 players, 1 coach, and 3 staff members. And the entire time we're a little bit skeptical as league-wide there had been issue with some of the NFL's testing numbers stemming from this one lab in New Jersey that recently released a statement. Had a lot of false positives because we have contaminated tests, which is just great. But like we said, don't be overly worried. Players were held out of practice yesterday, but now the truth has come to light, which is great. So Tom Pelissero, local guy, #OneOfUs, NFL Network, tweeted this out, quote, a total of 77 tests from 11 NFL teams processed by the same New Jersey lab came back positive from Saturday's COVID-19 testing per league source. All 77 individuals underwent an additional point of care test and all tested negative. Under the NFL NFLPA protocol, the original tests are also being retested, and all the results of those have been negative as well per source. Further evidence of a lab issue that caused what now appears to be 77 false positive, end quote. Now, so Pelissero works for NFL Network. Why does he have to say per source? I mean, obviously he's getting from the league, but I don't know. But anyways, the NFL stated that they had been working with 5 labs across the country for this large number of tests that they're bringing in for training camp. Probably going to be 4 labs from now on. Sorry, bro. Sorry, Jersey. You out of here. But the Vikings, who were false positive and ended up missing practice on Sunday, were Dylan Mitchell, Alexander Holland, C.J. Ham, Eric Kendricks, Ezra Cleveland, Kenny Willekes, Nakia Griffin-Stewart, as well as Jalen Holmes. The one coach who missed was assistant to the regional special teams coordinator, Ryan Fitkin. They all missed practice on Sunday, but again, they're going to be good to go on Monday and back. So it's good and bad here. So like Pelissero said, 11 teams around the league were impacted, 77 total tests. So it is good that it does show the scope of how much the league is testing, how serious they are taking this situation, because they do obviously want the season to happen. It's good in that the Vikings, as well as the league as a whole, are putting in very strict protocols on this, and also it's good that they didn't have this amazing sudden outbreak, just like bam, like weeks upon weeks upon weeks of teams going through the COVID protocols, reducing numbers, players on the COVID-19 reserve list going down, entering single digits last week, and then all of a sudden bam. All right, just out of nowhere, right? So all of a sudden, like someone gets careless, a team gets careless, a player goes out to the strip club like Lou Williams, ain't gonna happen, right? But also, all teams are taking this seriously, and the 2020 season is a near lock. I think that barring some major monkey wrenches here the next couple weeks, I think the 2020 season is going to go down without a hitch, which is great. But also, it's bad in that you have this imperfect system. It's one that's just cropped up in the last couple of months. It's crazy, right? That could legitimately impact games. Like, what if yesterday was a game day? What if all of those tests came back positive? They were false positive, and they were suspected to be false positive. But what if they're like, all right, just out of precaution, all these players around the league from all 11 teams, including 8 players from the Vikings, sit down. Sit down. And I get it. Like the names listed, weren't starters except for C.J. Ham. But what if they were? I mean, what if a team goes around and like their all-star quarterback or their superstar wide receiver or edge rusher or whatever, all of a sudden he gets a false positive, and it's not just because of the negligence of a lab. It just could be happenstance. Like all these tests aren't 100% accurate. So what if they're just like, all of a sudden you have this, well, he tested positive. We understand that for weeks and months he hasn't had anything, but all of a sudden we have a positive. Better take him off the field. And then all of a sudden that impacts a key game during the regular season, a playoff game, even the Super Bowl, right? I mean, there are going to be kinks to work out. They have to smooth out this process. I guess it is good that it happened during training camp and not during the regular season. Find labs, find vendors that you can trust, and let's have the season going. But I think overall things are trending that it is positive. Pardon the pun. But again, I think the league is lucky that this happened now as opposed to during the regular season when the actual games could be impacted. But your thoughts, all Vikings as well as league-wide, all of the positive tests were false negatives. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.